Happy Monday, everybody. It's Sherry Fredericks. Welcome to the Dream Achievers, pretty much weekly Zoom calls. We are happy that you decided to join us. We have two speakers tonight. We've got Ashley sharing about her wonderful March, and we have Margaret is going to talk about why sponsor. So can't wait to hear from both of you. And Ashley, I'll have you go first, just so you know. But before we get to that, let's just share two victories. Who's got a victory they'd like to share? Tastefully simple, business related, preferably, big or small.
I did a vendor show that, spring ones really aren't as good as the fall ones. And I honestly thought about not going because I had family here and just letting somebody else do it. And I did it, and it actually ended up being $642.
Yay! That's
for a
great.
very small town.
That's
So
great.
I was excited.
Well, wonderful. Do you attribute it to anything? Your great salesperson skills?
Probably that, because I'm a talker. So yeah.
Yes. Well, good for you, Christy. That's great.
And I did not sample. So I think if I would have sampled, I would have had a lot better day.
You would have had more. Okay. I get it. Sometimes you run short on time. I get it. Okay. Time for one more victory. Who wants to share? Anyone? It's a quiet crowd tonight. Okay. Last call.
I can share something.
Oh, good, Sheila.
I had a friend in town to get her hair done, and she asked me to bring her a garlic while she was at her hair salon. So I went there and I brought a catalog in with me, and her hairdresser gave me a 15 spice order.
15 spice?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So what, $165 or something?
I thought you were going to say 15-cent order or something. I was like, what is she saying?
Spice.
15 spices. She ordered 15 spices, Sheila.
Yeah. So
Is that a new client?
No, she has ordered from me in the past, but it had been quite a while.
Well, congrats.
So yeah, I'm dropping off that one garlic turned into a big order.
I love it. Hairdressers are great.
Yeah.
They make great hosts too for catalog parties or online parties. I got one coming up. So that's wonderful. Okay, some quick announcements. Remember the at a glance. Is that what we call it? At a glance. It's on my HQ or TS Central, and it's just a great synopsis of what's going on. I'm most excited because I always like free things. The sales incentive. So remember, you can earn that really cool umbrella, that green Tastefully Simple umbrella. So don't forget about it for yourself, but for your team. At 200, you get the lemon drop cheese ball. At 800, you get the mango breeze. And then at 1500, you get those two products plus the umbrella. So watch your sales, watch your team member sales, and let's make it happen. Okay, spa incentive. First of all, let me ask you this. Who likes a spa treatment for free? Not everybody? Not everybody likes a spa treatment? Twyla, what's wrong with you? You get a pedicure, a manicure, and it'll be free. Twyla, don't touch me. I'm going to put you in my husband category. He doesn't like stuff like that either, but okay. Well, just to remind you, when you have 6 people join your team, from now to the end of June, you not only have grown your team, which is super fun, you will also have the opportunity for a free spa treatment at Party Palooza at this really cool spa. Can't remember the name of it, but it's on the Facebook page on our Dream Achievers. And there's a sheet on there too for tracking. And that sheet, the intention is to print it out and to track who you've asked. Because to have 6 people join your team, how many people do you think you might want to ask? Anybody can answer that.
30 plus. 30.
Yep, that's right. So it's usually, 1 to 6 or 1 to 5. So every fifth person you ask, yeah, you can get lucky and get 2 out of 5, but it's really a numbers game, not to sound weird or anything, but that's just how it goes. So you want to ask lots of people. Okay, so hopefully you guys will be joining me at nationals at the spa. Okay, speaking of nationals, raise your hand high if you've already registered for Party Palooza, what we call nationals. A lot of you have. So I invite you all to be there. Remember, it's every other year. This year's in Minnesota. The following year, it'll be another place usually we have to fly to. Now, according to what I've heard and seen, the Marriott is full for the TS block, but don't worry. A lot of people are not even staying at the Marriott. I know Kelly Wenzel's team is staying at the Homeward Suites by the Hilton, Homeward Suites by Hilton by the Mall of America. I know Lisa Burns and some of her team members are staying at the Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott. They all have breakfast, I hear, and they all have free shuttle. So you can stay somewhere for our biggest party of the year. And it's not really just a party. Obviously, we learn the fall winter products. You will have so much fun with your sister consultants and guy consultants. I know Ryan likes to come on our team. But the other thing is, and I hear this time and time again, is you will learn things that will help you in your day-to-day, not just for your business. So it's well worth your investment. And then just to remind you, when you promote to copper, you will, or anything above, you will have earned Party Palooza for free. So Ashley, I think you have earned it for free.
I did.
Yeah, but just as a little technical like asterisk, you still have to register, and then Tastefully Simple reimburses you afterwards. So we're glad you're going to be there. Okay, next we usually go to product knowledge, but we're going to go to Ashley, and we're going to I'm going to share my screen because I want to remind you that Ashley, we like to learn from the top, and Ashley, look at her here. Ashley was our top seller for the Dream Achievers with $5,860. And then before you share, Ashley, I just want to remind everyone as well, and we always share this on the Dream Achievers page, I see Ashley again, and she has one new consultant. So let me stop sharing, and I want to introduce you. I want to share that Ashley Athey, am I saying your last name right, Ashley?
Yep.
Ashley Athey is a bronze leader from Ortonville, Minnesota. Ortonville is how far from Alexandria?
I think that's about an hour and a half.
Yeah. And she has been a consultant for 1 year and 2 months. How fun is that? She has 3 kids, which are 2 daughters, Sophia and Ariel, and 1 son, Braxton, 3 cats, and 1 dog. Ashley works full-time for how do you say it? Montage Furniture Services?
Yep, Montage Furniture Services.
I knew I said it wrong. Montage Furniture Services as the claims intake specialist. And she said she does Tastefully Simple for the extra income for her kids, household projects. We all have those. And the bonus is we get to use the products that she sells every day. So please help me welcome Ashley. And Ashley, I just had asked her if she would share how she sold almost $6 grand in March, and then how she sponsored 1 person. So welcome, Ashley.
Thank you. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I kind of got lucky with it. I mean, I had a party every week for March, and then my mom was going to do a party for me again because it had been just over a year, or about a year since she had done a party through me. And she decided that she wanted the money to go to the local cancer walk group. It only takes a spark, because my dad has cancer and has had it since 2015. So they have actually benefited from It Only Takes a Spark in the past. So we like to give back when we can. And I mean, honestly, she never really set a goal for her fundraiser as far as how much sales she wanted to hit. And then it just kind of blew up from there. And she had like over 3,000 in sales, and we ended up with a donation of $1,306.80.
Yay!
So.
Ashley, that is fantastic. But she was tickled pink.
Oh yeah. I was messaging her and I was like, we got more sales and more sales. And she's like, you're kidding, right? And I'm like, nope, they're still coming.
So tell us how you ran that fundraiser. Did you hand out catalogs? Did you do it on Facebook? What'd you do, Ashley?
It was mainly just a Facebook party. She did take a catalog to work. She works at like it's United Hardware. So I don't know, they ship out stuff to local hardware stores and stuff like that. So she took a catalog to work. I don't know how many people really flipped through that. It was mostly Facebook and
Okay.
friends of hers and whatnot, and family, of course. So yeah,
That
it
is That is fantastic. Okay. You also mentioned that you had a party every week in March. Tell us about that. Was that online, in person? What are you doing, Ashley?
Yep, those were all Facebook. If anybody knows me, I have very bad anxiety, so in-person parties are not my thing.
Okay.
I
So,
prefer Facebook parties.
yeah, that's just great. Okay, so you must have sold almost 3,000. I mean, you do the math. A
Yep.
little under 3,000 in those 4 online parties. Tell us about that, Ashley.
One of them, I think I just kind of got lucky. I don't know. She was a girl. I had hosted a party for her mom like the month before, I think, and she decided to host under her mom. So her mom got the half price item. And then she lives in Vermilion, I think, and I don't know exactly how far that is from me, but she's not around here. So it was a whole new group of people, and she ended up with almost 50 people in her party. And I think almost all of them ordered. A couple ordered twice to help her out. And I think
Wow.
she ended just shy of $1,000. I think she was like $25 shy of $1,000 party. So
Wow. And Ashley, how do you do your Facebook parties? Do you tell us a little bit about that? Like, do a 4-day, a 1-day, or live, or what do you do?
oh, I don't do live. I just stick to like the 7-day, and then if they want to extend, like I try to run them Friday to Friday, hit both paydays for people, and the ones in between. And if they want to extend till Sunday, I actually messed up her party because I started a day late. So hers actually went to Saturday, and then Friday I was like messaging people saying we're closing tonight and all this and that. And then all of a sudden the next day I had posts still going up, which really confused me. And then I realized I was off by a day.
Oh, you're funny, Ashley.
I bagged
So,
some sales out of it. So
oh, and nobody knew the difference. So when you said
nope.
when you messaged people to remind them, was that people in the party that
Yep.
hadn't ordered? And do you always do that, Ashley?
I try to, because I actually found that it works, and that was a tip from Lisa, actually. I never used to do that, and then she said if you just shoot out a message with the link, and she said sometimes you get an order, sometimes you get more, and that's a good way to get other parties. I've had people book parties that way, when they see that kind of reminder message and whatnot, a little more personal, I guess. When you message them, I feel like you're kind of more personal, reaching out
Right.
to them rather just on Facebook posts.
And do you feel that, okay, so like you did it, I do that as well. And sometimes you get orders, sometimes you don't, and sometimes tons of people look at it and sometimes don't. What do you think, Ashley?
Yeah. I get a lot of the look at it and don't respond, or don't look at it at all. But I also think that has to do with the way Facebook is. If you're not friends with them, I don't
Yeah.
think it necessarily notifies them right away.
Yeah.
So I've also recently started tagging like everybody in the party in certain posts. Like when I do like the updates for how or what the sales are at, I try to tag them in that post. So then they get notified that they're tagged in a post and maybe look at it, and a
Do you do
reminder.
at everyone, or do you actually type in each name?
Sometimes it lets me, sometimes it just brings up the whole list and I can just go through and check them all right off. And then other times I've had to type them in. So I don't know if that's just a Facebook thing or what, but if there's a lot in there, it works way better when you can just go down the list and check their names.
Right. But do you ever do at everyone?
I have done that. Yep. I try to use that not too much, because I know I'm one that gets kind of annoyed when I get an at everyone and I'm on
Right. I agree. I agree.
So I
Okay,
try to
so
do that like once a week maybe, or a couple times in the party, but not
agree,
daily.
agree, agree. Good tips. Tell us about your new team member. How did that happen?
Her and I actually used to work together at Montage, and then she moved and switched jobs, and we've just stayed in touch as friends. And she decided that she wanted to host a party, so she hosted a party and ended up doing very well. I think hers was like $600-700 party, and she had 4 or 5 bookings under hers. I think it was 4.
Wow.
And I messaged her right after her party, and I was like, okay, I was like, I feel like you enjoy the products, and I feel like you have a pretty decent, client base to start with. So I just asked her if she was interested, and she pretty much jumped right on board. So
Ashley,
she was
that's
excited to do it.
fantastic. Ashley, good for you. That was a great reach out, and she was probably just waiting for you to do that.
And I think she kind of mentioned that she had thought about it prior to, and then kind of stopped herself. And then when I had messaged, she was ready for it, I think. And she
Okay.
actually did very well. Her first party was like almost $1,000, I think. So
Oh my gosh. Well,
that was
that
a
is
confidence boost for her.
yeah. Oh, Ashley, that's so cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I realize the time is ticking and we've got Margaret down here, but everybody on here, if you want to, you can share below, you can chat and ask Ashley any questions. Or you could probably just private message her too. So I apologize that we don't have enough time for Q&A with Ashley, but please reach out to her, and congratulations, Ashley. You had an amazing month and you're doing all the right things. So keep going, girl.
I'm trying. I'm $694 in sales away from that Disney trip. So that's my goal now.
Oh, you got lots of time. You got lots of time. You'll make it happen.
I hope so.
That'll be fun. All right. Well, stay with us though, Ashley. Stay with us. But thank you for sharing all your information. That's so cool. All right. Well, next up is our very own Margaret Thompson. I see her down on my screen down near the left. Just to remind you all, Margaret is our HQ direct sales manager. She's been with Tastefully Simple for 19 years. I can't believe that. Her favorite product is the Nashville Hot Seasoning and Classic Ranch Mix. Just to remind you as well, she lives in Jacksonville, Florida with her husband of 7 years. They each have 2 adult children from their previous marriages. And her fun fact, her first grandchild, Drew, was born on Christmas Day. So welcome, Margaret. Margaret is going to talk about why sponsor. So I'm going to let you take it away, Margaret.
Okay, so I'm gonna, I just decided to just come up with a list of tips just to keep me on track. And so the very first thing I wanted to say is, I believe that every consultant needs to know how to share the opportunity, because you'd never know if that's going to be the right thing for somebody, like the right fit for them or what they need right now. And hey, I get it. Like if you don't want to be a sponsor, that's okay. I can respect that, but you can still share that information with your team. Because, they can choose another sponsor. Just like if you have an expo event, I'm sure that you all share the expo event information with the team if you can't do it, right? And I know, and I would imagine the same thing would happen if you were like completely booked and someone needed to have a party, then you would probably say, well, I can't do it, but I'll be happy to find someone on our team that can. And, like I would do that. Like if I was doing a party and one of the clients at the party said, gosh, you know what? Sherry is my consultant and I couldn't possibly book a party because that I'm loyal to her. I would say, well, yes, you can book a party and I'll have Sherry do your party, but then your host can still get the half price item. So the cool thing is that you all have, like as a team, you can work together and really maximize the opportunities. If you can't handle a certain type of business because of your schedule, share it with, Sherry would be the point person so that she can make sure that things go to the right person easier. But, that's really when it comes to sponsoring, if everybody is out sharing, then it really does help bring in more people. I believe that, and especially if you do that, then it makes your clients realize that you have their best interest in mind, even if you're not personally able to handle it. But I do believe that everyone should know how to share the opportunity, just because you never know if someone's going to cross your path. And so you never want to turn someone away if you suspect that that's what they want. Also, you don't want to wait for someone to, I love Ashley's story about sponsoring someone, because the girl, kind of was thinking, okay, maybe I want to do this. And so Ashley was perfect in that she mentioned it. She was proactive. Well, I think that it's really important to be proactive, because a lot more people are thinking about it than what you may realize, especially these days. People are really looking for extra ways to earn cash. And I have learned that a lot of times, I used to invite people to come, like if I was going to talk to one person, I'd say, and bring a friend or two to listen to, if you know someone that might be interested. And a lot of times the person that was just a friend would sign up. So really, anybody could be ready to make that move. So make sure that you're, any opportunity that you have to bring up the subject, just like Ashley did, you should do that. Also, the more you share the opportunity, the more that you brand yourself as a sponsor or someone that can train other people. Your regular client out there doesn't necessarily assume that you're one of the consultants that they can join under. They think they might have to contact a company or something. So it's really important for you to tell people, your clients, that yes, I am I do have the ability to sponsor, or I am a leader of a team, or, yes, you can join through me, because they're not going to assume that a lot of the time. Also, when you do that, then the person who is a little bit more sophisticated, maybe they're shopping different, like direct sales companies, they're more likely to sign up with someone that wants to train new consultants. So if you present yourself and you build your personal brand as someone that enjoys helping other people get started, then the more savvy new consultant is probably going to choose you over someone else. I mean, nobody wants to join under someone that doesn't want to work with them. So what are you doing to promote that to your clients, that you do want to work with them and you want to help them get started? Also, when you are like it's funny, like Ashley brought up several points that I had already written down. You don't want to over explain the join offer. Like the point that Ashley made is that, hey, you've got a client base already, right? So this would work out in your favor. Sometimes all you have to do is just point out what's relevant to them. If your client loves freezer meal prep or, freezer meal workshops, then maybe you just suggest they join and they can specialize in that one activity that they're already doing and make some extra dollars. Or same thing, like if it's a nonprofit organization, your contact person, or for a fundraiser, you could say, if you become a consultant, then you could continue to donate money, to this organization. So they can decide after they get started whether they want to learn how to do other types of activities, but just keep it simple. And then also, as far as sharing the opportunity, try to keep that simple as well. Really simple way to share is just to take that video that's on the join page of Jill. She's wearing like a turquoise shirt, and just say, hey, I think that you'd be great at this, but I don't expect you to be able to answer right now. But would you be willing to watch a 2.5-minute video, and then I'll follow up and answer any questions you have. And then you can just answer their questions. So that would be just the easiest way to bring up the subject. Here's a little idea for you as far as ways to identify people that might be interested in hearing more is, we remember the ticket game that we used to play years ago. Well, what you could do is come up with a virtual, like a true false quiz game. And you could say, you could either have them guess the answer, like, what commission, how high of a commission can you make selling Tastefully Simple? You could ask in the form of a question, like a fill in the blank, or you could make it like a true false, answer. And so you can use your like, how do I sign up, or how much does it cost to get started? And you could either give them the answers like multiple choice, or you could have them, guess. But a lot of the commonly asked questions are on the join page, down at the very bottom of the join page. You could use those as some of your content. And then just keep it simple, but that way you could just use that as a game. And that would, and then maybe the people that are playing, you could follow up with them. And also just something else as you bring in new people, because new consultants, one of the most likely times for them to have someone join their team is when they get started, because their friends are thinking, well, if she can do this, I can do this. So make sure that in your first week or two that you give them like an easy way to share the opportunity, like that video that I mentioned. Make sure that they have it already in place, so that when someone says, do you like doing that? Then they can go, yeah, here, watch this video. Don't neglect that, because that's the easiest, and they get cash for, having people join. So another thing like that Sherry mentioned is make sure that you're reaching out to enough people. If you're not getting the results you want from your sponsoring efforts, count how many real conversations that you held. And if it is not 5, then you need to talk to more people. That's just the way it goes. And that's a lot of times when we ask ourselves seriously, really, this week, how many did I really talk to? Chances are we didn't talk to 5. It was probably just 1 or 2. And that's the answer to your question. You need to talk to more people to get someone to join. And last tip is that if you pride yourself on providing great customer service or being a full service consultant, then sharing the opportunity is just one of the many services that we offer. Helping someone get started in business is a service you offer, just like doing a party. And it's your job, especially if you're a leader and you've chosen to build a team. So you do need to share it with people and let them know that's just one of the services that you offer. So anyway, there's some tips. I'm trying to talk fast.
Oh, Margaret, that's great. Great. Excuse me. Where can we find the video?
Okay, so if you go now, I'm hoping I'm not lying to you all, but if you go to the join page or the join tab, on your website, and if you scroll all the way down to like maybe 3/4 of the way down the page, you should hopefully see a picture, like a little video of Jill in a turquoise shirt.
Should I do it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's share the screen.
I'm hoping that they didn't move it with this TS Central migration. I'm assuming that nothing's changed with that.
I do know the video, but I'm like, where the heck do we find it? So
yeah, I love that join page, because like I would have like the bottom of that where the frequently asked questions are, I would have that pulled up when you're talking to anyone on the phone or on Facebook or whatever, because you've got like ready-made answers to questions that they may come up with.
Can you see the screen?
There it is, right there.
Okay, so this is a 2-minute video, huh?
Yep, and all you have to do is share it, and it's a YouTube link, and you can text that to somebody. Really simple. All you do is just say, listen to that. She gives you a quick overview. She doesn't go into a lot of detail, so they should have questions. If they say, I didn't have any questions, then the people they have questions about how much money can I make? Is there a sales quota? Things like that. And so go ahead and say, do you want to know if there's a sales quota? Do you want to know how much money you can make if they had no questions? And if they say, chances are they'll say, well, yeah, tell me about that. There you go. There's the frequently asked questions.
Yep. So yeah, it really outlines everything there. Okay. Excellent, Margaret. Great. Anybody have any questions for Margaret?
So how many of you have like a little checklist, or you have a plan for approaching people now? Like, you kind of know what you're doing, right? Like every time I run into somebody that, whatever checks a box, I know what I'm supposed to say. Does anybody feel pretty confident about that? How many of you would like to have like a little checklist of what to say? Anyone want a checklist? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll send a checklist. It's like some word choices that you can use. I'll send it to Sherry, and then I'll let Sherry disseminate it however you like. Okay.
Yeah, we'll share. And Margaret, if you want to just share it on the Dream Achievers page, you sure can.
Oh, okay.
Is
I'll
that
do that.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know everybody loves direction and ideas on how to do it. So thank you, Margaret. Anybody
Sure.
else have anything for Margaret? Any?
No? Okay. Well, you know what? If you all don't want to talk to me, that's okay. I'll let you get back to your meeting.
Oh
And
no, this is it, you guys. This will be done here in a minute, but Margaret's great at this. Really, I mean, no question's a bad question in
You-
regards to
yeah,
sponsoring.
you can try to stump me. Ask me a question that I can't answer.
Yes, well, with all the online parties, what is the best way to sponsor during an online party?
Well, that's a really good question. I would probably, the idea is trying to get people to, show any kind of interest, like that little quiz idea that I shared with you. I mean, that would be one thing you could do, because if they play, if they guess, there's two types of people that play like those little activity game, like those opportunity games. Okay. People who like to win games, and then people that are secretly interested. And so you don't know which one they are. And so what you could do is follow up by private message to anyone that plays one of those games, and ask them if they'd like some free information, because you can give them a link to the e-brochure, which is more of a teaser. You can send them that video. We have even more substantial opportunity information on under the sponsor gadget. So, but the key is getting them to interact with you. Now, you can also, there's other posts that you can put up there, like you can share you're going on a trip, or, we have like a, I don't know, even an incentive, like a sales incentive. If anytime that we have like a really nice sales incentive, that could be a sponsoring incentive too, because if you tell people at the beginning of the month, join this month, and then you can participate, then that would be a reason, for them to get more information. I don't know if that helps, but if you want like additional ideas for games, like on Facebook, I can, do some little, whatever, pull together 2 or 3 more ideas and share them on the team page. Would you like that? Okay. I'll let me make a note to myself.
That would be great, Margaret. Alice has a question.
On the page that has the video from Jill, is if they scroll down, can they sign up without going through you? I mean, and if that's the case, then is there some special wording? I mean, be sure to sign up under me, that kind of a thing.
Okay, the way it works, that's a good question, Alice. The way it works is that when someone clicks on join, they're really not on your website. They're on like tastefullysimple.com, and that's why it asks them to choose a sponsor. So when they go on, and what they're going to, and that's why it's important they can click on the link, through your web page, but that join link is actually redirecting them to a sign up page.
Okay.
And so what happens is they pick the blast off kit that they want. They fill out their personal information, they select user sponsor, then they complete their purchase. That's the join process.
I'll encourage them to choose you as your sponsor, as their
Yeah, and
sponsor.
I'll give you a tip. When you're on the join page, if someone is joining, they need to either find you in the search engine through your consultant ID or your name and state, but
Okay.
do not have them try to find you by zip code.
Okay.
Do not use the zip code field at all. Okay.
Okay.
So give them your ID number. Isn't that what you're saying?
ID is the best. And
Yeah.
because there's less likelihood that they'll make a mistake.
Okay. That sounds good. Thank you.
Good advice, Margaret. Well, I'm sure we have more questions, but I like to honor the 30 minutes and we're a little bit over. So I'm going to stop recording, but if you guys have more questions for Margaret, and she's willing to stay on, we can sure do that.